Hey, what's up? This is Laidback Luke, DJ and producer, Kung Fu athlete, and family guy. Today I'll show you some tips and tricks regarding the perfect beat match for both beginner and more experienced DJs. I hope you'll find some useful tips in here. Small disclaimer, these are some techniques that I like to use, which doesn't mean it's the only way. So feel free to drop your personal tips and tricks down in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. Without further ado, let's get started. Beat matching doesn't seem that important nowadays, but it is still one of the fundamentals, the main fundamentals when it comes to mixing tracks. What I'm excited for you to gain watching this tutorial is that you get a little bit more self-assured when you're behind the decks. Or when something goes wrong in the mix, that you can catch it, that you can alter it, and that in all times you stay in control over the mix. And learning how to beat match is super important. So I'm gonna race you through a couple of tricks on my setup right here. I'm excited to show you. But in my official online DJ course that I did together with Digital DJ Tips, we are going way more in depth than I can do in a tutorial here. So if you're interested after watching this, make sure to check my full online DJ course. I'll leave it in the description below. The number one thing we're going to do in helping you match the BPMs is to simply look at the screen. So over here is the exact BPM of where the track is right now. This you can alter by using the BPM slider here, or the pitch slider here. So if I pitch it down, you see the BPM is changing. And obviously the other way around, I can pitch it up and the track will go faster right now. So you see on its reset position, the track is 126 BPM. The reset position is when the little light on 0 is lit up. Now what we want to do is match the BPM of the other player, the track that's on the other player. And so if we look here, the BPM is a 128 on the other player. And since I just taught you how to alter that, let's go ahead and alter that with the pitch slider over here and set it to 126 BPM. As easy as that, the two tracks are matched. But now the only thing you need to do for them to run together and to keep running together is to be able to press the play button exactly on the beat. So I'll just go ahead and play the drop of this track, and then at the end of 8 bars over here, we're going to count. I'm going to press play on the beat on the other player. Oh, but a little side note, this track is actually not going to be up in its volume yet. So we're going to have this one in silence to just try and make sure that we have hit the play button correctly and just sneak it in or mix it in. Okay, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 bars. Now we're gonna go for 8. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's mix it in. And so they were synced, they were the exact same BPM, and so once you get it right, then you can have them playing next to each other like that. And I don't know if you noticed, I gave the track a little push. We're going to talk about that in number 2 right here. So it's going to be tricky already trying to have the two tracks play next to each other or on top of each other like that if you are unable to exactly hit that play button on the right spot or on the right beat in the right timing. So that little pushing motion, we're gonna practice that right now. So first I'm gonna set this track in a loop, or the beats in a loop. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit play and I'm gonna just make it a 4-bar loop. Okay, so that's going round and round. We don't need to touch that anymore. Now this one I'm going to set in a loop as well, and I'm just going to grab the outro beats right here on this hot cue point. Okay, so both tracks are in a loop right now. And what we're gonna do, actually I'm gonna stop this loop right here. We're gonna hit that play button, but we're gonna actually give it a push or hold it back a little and see what that does. For the experienced DJs under us, this is gonna be sounding like a little bit of a train wreck, but I hope you understand I'm trying to teach listening to the beats, listening to the timings, and what a push or a little bit of a pull on the jog wheel matters in terms of timing. Okay, so this one is a little bit behind, so it needs a little push. Now they're on beat, right? Okay, so if they're on beat right now, I'm gonna give this one a push and you'll hear the difference. Hear that? Now it's a train wreck, right? So it means if I push this, this is going a little bit too fast, so I'm gonna need to get it back a little. Okay, so now they're on beat again. Now I'm gonna hold back on it, and now we're gonna hear the difference again. Oh, that's bad. That's a very bad train wreck. But now we know that this one is too slow. So if this is too slow, we gotta push. And now I'd like you to try to put your headphones on and see what this little cue button gives you. Now the way that I work in my headphones, I know that this ear is the overall volume, the overall output of the mixer ear. And this ear for me is the cue button, which is the preview button of the track that you're trying to mix in. What this does for my ears is that when the master signal is going like this, and I press the cue button, I know that how my preview is either in sync or not in sync, and I'll hear that difference. And now I know in my ears I want both to be going in sync like this. So when one is off, if this is different than this ear, I either need to push or hold the platter back a little bit. So I want you to try that as well. Obviously you can't hear it in my ears right now, but I'm just gonna give you a little preview. So the mixing in beats, I'm just gonna turn the bass out of the channel. You can try that with me. And in here, we'll hear this track because it's on this channel, right? So it's not playing right now, but in my ear, I'm hearing this. Okay, this one goes. And now I have both in my ear, and this one sounds a little bit slow. Let's have it up. Just a tiny little nudge there because it was a tiny little bit slow. Obviously now you could try and test what you hear in your ears. Focus on this one. This is the main one, right? So this one is a little bit slow, so this needs a push. And now they're both in my ears. Now they're both in sync. Mind you, for other DJs, it's different. For other DJs, they will have the main signal in their ears, and they'll use the preview to obviously still preview the track, but at a certain level of volume. They will take it out of the headphones and just hear the overall speakers. There's various different ways, but this is the way I do it. Okay, before we get into the intermediate and advanced level, here's a shout out to the comments from last time's vlog, the Black Heritage in Dance Music vlog. Shout out to Damaris Curtis on the number 2 comment. Thank you for bringing the positive vibes as well. And an extra shout out to my wife on the number 3 comment. Hey there, Ashley. And on the number 1, it was Serafin Tirado stating the truth about house music. Thank you everyone for your valuable comments. I really appreciate it and I love reading them. Okay, so let's get back to the vlog. Now it's time to show you how the pros do it and used to do it. Okay, so I want to keep it with the nudging, the pushing of the jog wheel and the pulling back of the jog wheel to now find out the BPM in the old school way. So for the purpose of training, I have taped off the actual BPM counter here. And over here, as well. So now, for the sake of exercise, I want you to try this exercise. So this will all help you develop that ear where you can catch those beats. So what we'll do right now, I'm just gonna reset the pitch here. I'm gonna add or slow this down even a little bit more. We're gonna go a little bit slower. So what you're trying to do blindly now is trying to find the right setting here that'll match this track. And we can only do that by letting it run. If it goes too fast, we'll hold it back, we'll alter the pitch. If it goes too slow, we give it a little bit of push and then we alter the pitch. When the pitch slider goes down, the track goes faster. When the pitch slider goes up, the track goes slower. So, exercise right here. Obviously I can do it faster, but this is a great exercise. I hope you try it. Hitting play on this one, on the loop. So that's going. Preview here. Waiting on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's real slow, so I'm pushing it and sliding the fader. So before I mix it in, I just want to see if it can run a little bit without me pushing it. Can't do it now, so oh, it's a little bit fast now. So a little bit holding back the platter here. A little fast still. That's about right here. So I'm keeping monitoring, so it's a little bit slow, a little out of pitch. Seems to be okay. So I don't need to touch it, so this means that the pitch is correct, right? Just like you, I am curious if those BPMs match now, so I'm just gonna take the tape off right now and see what we have. 124.1, and what am I on here? 124.1 by ear. You saw it here. So this is how you do it. This is the old school way. This is how we learned it on vinyl, just pushing or holding back while adjusting the pitch fader like that. And so I'm super excited. I'm gonna take you out to the expert level right now. I'm gonna put the little tapes on again and let's try and match it only using the pitch slider right here. But before I show you that, and I am certain it will blow your mind, I'd like to update you on some of the latest releases from my Mix-Mash record label. A big thank you to everyone for the support and positive feedback on my latest track, You Don't, with Domestic. But that's not all. The entire Mix-Mash family is going strong. Unity released such a cool big room track, mixed with traditional Chinese instruments. Also, happy release day to Lady B. She just dropped her brand new track, Set, featuring Diamanta. Make sure to check it out by hitting the description below. And last but not least, Mix-Mash All-Stars Keanu Silva and Pyrodox are both dropping some real fire in the next 2 weeks, and let me tell you that you don't want to miss out. Back to the vlog, where I'll take it to the next level now. Welcome to the expert level. This is something not many DJs can do, not many DJs have practiced. I have practiced this a lot, and I used to, even when I used to play with 3 vinyl decks, because of the DJs I looked up to, I would try and mimic their technique. And why we used to do this on vinyl, we wouldn't have a master key button here, or forgot what it's called on Pioneer. Master tempo button right here. This means that if you would nudge the platter and you would be playing a nice string section, you would always hear a little ew, or slowing down of all the notes. So within a mix and a great atmosphere and great vibe, you didn't want to touch the platter. If you would slide the pitch, people wouldn't hear it as much. Another bonus of this was you could literally put on the vinyl, put the needle on, mix the first beat in, and start with an open fader and just catch the beat on the pitch fader. This would make mixing super fast on vinyl instead of waiting for a minute or 1.5 minutes until you had that perfect setting on your pitch slider. Now the pitch slider was just freeform and you could mix super fast. This made mixing very seamless, and it's a technique that I still love, especially within playing techno. It's not really needed now, but mastering this will get you to the expert level in beat matching for sure. So for fun, let's see if I still got it. Let's screw up this pitch right here and then reset this one here. Okay, so same story again. I'm just gonna have this on a loop and I'll immediately start mixing while riding the pitch. I'm excited. Here we go. And so sometimes I see it in the comments that Luke is so rough in his mixes. You heard it in the beginning that a few of those beats, at least 3 beats, were off, right? It was like, oh, what's happening? And there's a train wreck going on. But I caught it on the pitch slider and I made it work on the fly. And this is so exciting. It's actually kind of like being a rally driver, like just taking turns and just going with it and just racing. Now I'm as curious as you if the BPMs under the tape are exactly the same. Just as last time, my hunch is probably no, it's a little bit off, because when you ride the pitch like that, you often just keep on riding while you mix with your other hand. So we will see. Taking the stickers off right now, 129.2 BPM, how random. And this one, 129.6. So that's a very different technique, a very risky technique as well. A freestyling DJ technique. So all these techniques, to learn the old school methods, takes a lot of time. It took me at least 1.5 to 2 years to develop the first technique, and then riding the pitch, it at least took me 2 years, and then 5 more years of just being a professional DJ in clubs, just riding the pitch always. And right now how it works for me, it's more of like a feeling, like in a half a second or even less, I can hear when a beat is off and where it needs to go to. It became a feeling for me. So it's incredible, and I want you to experience this as well. So I would suggest to become more confident behind the decks, to hear what track is going a little bit slow or a little bit fast, and to have that security of, oh, I'll just fix it on the fly. Try and practice this. But then there's also the sync button, right? Why learn all these classic techniques? I'd love to hear what you think about this in the comment section below. Let's talk about this in the modern age of DJing. To not miss out on next time's vlog, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. And can you believe I hit that 124.1 BPM? Exactly, right? Hit me with a like button if you enjoyed that and if you enjoyed this tutorial. Next time's vlog, maybe something a bit controversial. More and more live stream DJ sets are being pre-recorded for broadcast. Why is that? And so if it's pre-recorded, does it mean it's fake? I'll look forward to catch you back here next week. Until then, L's up, rave safely, and salute.